The big one. I'm 42 years old and have 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a faithful, loyal wife. Tried to make a joke, I guess, but onto the story. I'm actually really hurting. So basically, my wife and I have been together since we were 20 and we got married 24. Our marriage has been pretty good so far. We barely argued, had an active bonding life, and have great kids. Neither of us smoke, neither of us are alcoholics, nor both of us are physically fit, healthy. Our intimacy and bedroom life has dwindled for the last few years. I attribute that to stress from our jobs, us getting older, and marriage being more routine. Basically, we're both at fault for that part. Our communication should have been better. Our bedroom certainly wasn't dead, but the intimacy wasn't like when we were newlyweds. I blame our communication for that too. Onto the story. So my wife, 41 female, has been having an emotional affair with her co-worker who is also married. A week ago, a mutual friend spotted my wife and this dude out on a date basically and texted me about it. The mutual friend is actually more of her friend and is also female. It was a fairly nice restaurant and it looked pretty weird to her to see my wife, who is married, out with this man. She also noted that they were holding hands. How cute. She told me, and I confronted my wife when she got home 5 days ago. I asked for the full details of the affair, but she cried and said it will just hurt me even more. Basically, she has been having an emotional, texting affair with this coworker for 6 months. I would have never suspected her having an affair, but she was certainly texting her girlfriends a lot and laughing. She's a part of a group chat with her friends, so I was naive as hell. I was devastated when she admitted it. She also didn't admit it right away. She told me we felt more like roommates than lovers, and this jackass just made her feel so special inside, probably literally, as well. Throughout her affair, she wasn't cold or that distant to me. She was still very loving and affectionate towards me, and we still had slept together. You're telling me this trash is whining and dining my wife, and he's not getting any? Yeah, right. The wife was the kindest, sweetest, loyal person who I thought adored me, and I did her. All our friends think we have one of the best marriages out of all of them. Wife is swearing up and down nothing happened between them. She is what I read tickle-truthing me. She didn't even admit to the texting until I pushed for it. I'm incredibly angry with her and have been sleeping in separate beds. When I look at her, I feel physically sick. I've been as cold as ice towards her, and the kids have started to take notice. I also broke down and said, how could you do this to me? I shouldn't have done this, but I was in so much shock and still am. I cry in private now though. She also flipped out on me when I called her a cheating W. I've never called her a W ever. She said, see, you don't give a crap about me anymore. Coming from the cheating partner, oh the irony. I have read about 180 and trying to make it look like I don't care, and that's what I've been doing so far. Does anyone have experience with this? She said she doesn't want a divorce, but she's so confused and she does have strong feelings for the AP. I have alerted his wife, by the way. She's saying she won't text him anymore, and I think she needs to quit her job. Also, I very doubt their affair was just emotional. She's also saying she doesn't want a divorce. I'm absolutely devastated and am trying hard to hide it. I've also been going hard at the gym. No one knows except her friend and me, another man's wife. Should I divorce? She said she doesn't want one. Should I reconcile? Over the past 5 days she seemed remorseful, and not at the same time, if that makes sense. This is a woman who is so proud of our relationship and what we have built together. It's now all just destroyed. She told me she's sorry that she did this, and she's sorry that I don't believe that it's not just emotional. I've lost my appetite and don't know what to do anymore. Please help. Also, a friend of mine knows. I asked him for help on what I should do, and he redirected me here and told me all about the 180 and not to make the same mistakes he made. Our wayward spouses, like really in an alternate universe. I've been reading and trying to understand more about this hell. I can only imagine that the wife and the OM are sneaking around on their lunch break, having their way with each other. She's just acting strange. Why couldn't she have just made it easier and asked for a divorce instead of doing this crap to me? She gave me a hug today and I should have declined it. I have also read that often affair partners are downgrades physically and financially. That is the case for this one. I'm going to be filing, I guess, just to get the point across, even though I don't want a divorce. I started hitting the gym hard over a year ago and she was receptive physically to my hobby. This can't be happening to me. I don't want to be a part-time dad. I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want a life without my wife and kids. I am panicking. She's offering to explain all the details, but I don't want to do it tonight because I actually want to get some sleep. I feel like, what did this guy have that I didn't? Why didn't she just leave me and save me all of this? She asked me to come to bed with her, sounded like an invitation to bonding, but I just declined. I'm so angry. Maybe everyone knew my wife was screwing this dude except me, and now I look like a joke. I've never felt this much humiliation in my life. I need her to show me the texts. Anyway, the other man's wife says she has the whole story of the affair, text messages, love notes, everything. Her husband confessed as he's begging her not to divorce him. I know I can't rely on her, but having someone that's going through the same exact situation. We're supposed to have a meet-up and talk all about this. He also broke contact with my wife yesterday. She said he was crying like a baby and begging her not to divorce. So yeah, she wants to meet up with me. Any advice on how to go about this? Only me and her and not our spouses. I'm not sure if the wife knows I'm meeting her. I'm barely talking to her at all and don't really answer her texts. She came to sit on the bed with me yesterday while I was laying down and kept asking me if I wanted any stimulation and that she's so sorry and will do whatever she can to make it right. We had an active physical life before D-Day, so it was hard. I told her I don't want her mouth anywhere near my junk until she gets tested for STD. She said she will tomorrow while crying. I hate seeing her cry, but I knew I couldn't comfort her. I'm meeting with the other woman tonight and she's bringing me everything and the full story. I don't know if I want a divorce yet, as this is very raw. I don't like being at home anymore because my wife does whatever she can to be in the same room with me and apologize. Someone suggested ons with the other man's wife and I couldn't help but laugh a little bit. At the moment I'd have slept with her over my wife but wouldn't go through with that. Did anyone here have a good bonding life before their WS affair? I just don't get it. I didn't ask her because I'm sure it was more than an no matter what she says. There's a night in particular that I'm sure she had a night with her boyfriend. Day before New Year's Eve she was dolled up with a dress and heels and said she was going out with her girlfriends. She came later than she said she would and showered right afterwards with her hair all messed up. I asked about that night to the other man's wife and she confirmed over the phone. That sounds so pathetic. She even asked me how she looked before she went to go screw the other guy. The anger I feel is unbelievable. I met with the OM's wife. She was nice, caring, pretty. If we weren't married, I would have asked her out on a date, haha. She made a remark about how she'd totally date me if she wasn't married. Nice ego boost. Anyway, she had all the texts, emails, and love letters printed out. She had a complete timeline of the whole affair. Yes, it was physical. The affair started as a flirtation and increased from there. She's an attorney and a pretty good one from what I've seen. The affair went on for 6 months and it started getting physical around month 3. There was no mention of them leaving their spouses. It seems as if they got off on the secrecy of the affair and thought their love was forbidden or some stupid crap. The meeting helped me more than I could ever imagine, honestly. I was very thankful for it. She also expressed her appreciation for me telling her about it. We cried together, cursed our spouses, all of it. We talked for a few hours. The two officially have no contact and her husband already has interviews for different positions. My wife was blowing up my phone the whole time and I didn't respond. Told her I was going out. It was nice to get all the facts. Overall, I feel better today, but I'm sure I'll feel bad again tomorrow. She doesn't know if she wants to stay married yet and neither do I, both kind of in limbo. It was nice to have another woman tell me I'm attractive and didn't deserve the selfish bull crap between our idiot partners. My wife tickled the crap out of me and now I want to stay with her even less. If I ever get the chance, I'm going to screw the other man's wife, if we both divorce, and I'm sure it'll be the best revenge crap ever. Sorry, I'm still filled with anger more than sadness. I love my wife still, but I have decisions to make. She said she wants to fight for our marriage and is willing to do anything. I've also ignored my wife since I got home. If she can't tell me the truth, then whatever. Apparently when I confronted my wife and told his wife they stopped talking to each other, but the other guy admitted they were speaking to each other at work. The had to write a letter of no contact to my wife and she also wrote one back. She asked me if she should. Now they aren't even interacting at work apparently, and the other man is on his way to a different job very soon. I asked for space and she's given me space. I'm in no state of mind to make a decision and I'm going to be going to individual counseling, and she's already doing the same without me telling her. She got an STD test and will get her results in a week. This is the other man's last week at the job. I got the full story from her and she doesn't know I met the wife. Pretty positive on that. She has been nice today and looks kind of depressed, probably because she can't see her boyfriend anymore. She asked what I wanted for dinner and I just got myself something. She asked if I wanted stimulation after dinner while the kids were in their rooms. She told me she was buying protection today if I wanted to try them out with her. I didn't even respond to the text. She needs to understand what space means. She's been doing bad so far, and if she wants to reconcile, she needs to stop doing too much. I was told that the BJ is for my benefit and I have needs. Well damn, I haven't had slept together in a little over a week and this is the longest we've ever went so far. Guess I have to pick up an old teenager habit again. Should I just accept her advances for the time being? To be honest, I think I am going to go to the divorce route when a month hits, so I'll just leave it alone. The counseling I am admitting into will help me with the emotional trauma, maybe, maybe not. I just don't want to be a part-time dad, but I have read that I shouldn't stay for just the kids. I don't know what I want, but I have gotten messages telling me from you guys telling me to just wait it out. But I think the general message is that I should just divorce her. Well, hopefully I have the power to do that soon. But I'm not strong enough at the moment, but I need to make moves. I don't see what me leaving will do, and my wife was most likely trying to manipulate me because she knows I'm not in the right state of mind at the moment. I loved my home, I loved my family, I loved what life I thought I had. Even without my wife, I still have my kids, siblings, parents, nieces, nephews. I realized the bonding between the two wasn't even the worst part. I think the worst part is that your spouse is forming bonds with another, sharing secrets. You look at your spouse or partner and think you can tell them anything and they will always back you up. Inside jokes, telling each other you love one another. That's what hurts me the most. Me and her would have conversations about anything and go on for hours. I will actually miss that more than the bonding if we divorce. I feel like all of that is meaningless and I wish I could say I regret it, but I don't. I was happy for so long and she gave me 3 kids. Being with her for over 20 years was great for me and the memories can never be taken away. Hopefully she just sees what she did to me, what she did to us, to our family. That's all I can hope for. My wife and I would just sit on the bed together talking about our future, past memories, and how happy we are with each other. I'm going to miss that the most. I wish I could just stop feeling like this. I think it's best she goes to her parents for a week, but I don't think she'll go for that. Thank you, guys, seriously. I know you all want what's best for me and I hope I'm strong enough to do the right thing for my family and myself. I agree that staying for the kids is a mistake, unless you can forgive your wife for what she has done and come out with stronger marriage. If you don't think you can do that or you think she is not 100% in with you, divorce is the only option. I'm starting to understand that the problem isn't me. It's her and only her. She got bored of married life and the same routine. She probably would have done this with anyone else as her husband. I'm going to see if I can meet with a lawyer in the upcoming days and go ahead and file. Maybe also make the affair public to her friends and family. I asked her why she didn't just divorce me and she said because she doesn't want a divorce. She said she got selfish and the fed her ego and made her feel so wanted. I was told by her that she wanted reconciliation and she understands that it could take years, but she wants to make it work. We will see. It was a full-blown affair. I thought I had a chance at reconciliation, but everyone here is telling me it's not a good idea almost. I will make my decision as time goes on, maybe meet with an attorney to discuss my options beforehand and monitor my wife's behavior. She said she will do anything and is absolutely disgusted by what I've done to you and our family. I will do whatever it takes. She said that all today and poured her heart out to me. I still don't know what to do. Well, it was an interesting night. Our youngest daughter had an event that my wife and children attended. I put a smile on for the kids, but it was surprising easy because our youngest always puts a smile on my face. I cried at the thought of not being able to see her or our other children every day. Guys, I don't think I can do it. How can I not see my children every day? This is so mentally draining. Our 2 older ones are teenagers, but the youngest is so close to me and her do so much together. I feel so sick thinking about missing her life. Sorry, there is a lot of questions being thrown my way and I'm doing my best and I'm having a hard time. The emotions are starting to hit. No, my wife isn't lying anymore, and yes, I've seen all the texts. She also told her mother about the affair and her mother told me she's sorry and she'll love me no matter what I'll decide to do, so that was nice. I did end up crying a little bit and just let the wife hug me. I've just had an emotional night. First off, I did not have the courage to read all of the texts even though the woman married to her affair partner had them all. It's something I think I didn't need to know. How am I supposed to show emotion on this here? I try not to look at the comments about it because it does hurt. She texted him and told him she has feelings for him. Is that supposed to make me feel good? It makes me feel numb. Her and the other man did most of their conversation at work. Their co-workers, remember. I haven't read every single text and don't want to. The other woman mostly just summarized everything while me looking at some text and told me the most important ones. Why am I going to dwell on something that obviously hurts me? She told me she loves me, but I'd like her to take a polygraph as well, seeing if that's true and if she has had any affairs in the past. The other man will be out of this job by Saturday. My wife has surprisingly agreed to spend a few days at her mother's house. She does not want to be away long though. I want to reconcile, but this will probably end in a divorce. I'd like for them to be read at a counseling session with my wife present. She needs to understand the severity of what she did if we're ever going to get through this. Also, what good is it for me to look at more messages of them texting? I don't know what they did with each other. I've read the worst ones. What the hell is the point of me to just read the fillers? I know the worst of what was said. I don't know what I want to do. The wife may have done a selfish and disgusting thing, but I don't think she hates me or wants the worst for me. She has been giving me the space I have asked for. I think I need to start making moves behind the scenes, perhaps filing for divorce, just to show her there are consequences to her actions. Yes, I'm a chump and would like to reconcile. She has been saying she wants to reconcile and doesn't want a divorce, but her actions need to prove that. And no, they weren't going to leave either of us for their spouses, and there was no talk about doing that in the text. I still wouldn't be here, and neither would the other man's wife. I'm not that much of a chump. I don't want to be a part-time dad, and my opinion is different than staying for the kids. The affair was for thrill and they got off on the secrecy of it. The place where they spotted is not a place where any of us would spot them. It's not like they were in our local area showing off their love. She has been extremely guilt-stricken these past few days, and I know I need to take advantage of that. I did not cry about my wife yesterday. I cried at the thought of being a part-time dad. She did cry with me and hugged me. I don't think crying is weak, but I will try not to do in front of her again. Here we are now. This is the OM's last week at the job. Confirmed. There is no more inappropriate contact between the two. Confirmed. I was sad and devastated yesterday. Now I'm feeling a little better. I don't want to be taken advantage of, but I also don't want a divorce, if that makes sense. Someone here suggested a polygraph. Where can I ever get one of those done? Also, my wife and I make basically the same amount of money. It's not like she even needs me in her life for financial support. I don't have to decide now. If my wife was being mean and cold to me, then I would definitely walk. She is doing everything I ask, and I'm currently at a standstill. Filing will definitely shock her. I'm just too scared to do at the moment. People, it's not easy to walk away from a woman you've been with for so long who is the mother of your 3 kids. Someone also suggested a book to me, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Regarding the polygraph, I would like to ask about if she ever had past affairs. Does she still love me? Would she rather be with the OM or someone else? I don't know how accurate those are, and I'm not sure she would agree to it. She said she would do anything though, so we will see. I asked her if she still finds me attractive. She said she did, and that it had nothing to do with why she was having the affair. Hopefully she's telling the truth. I want to get a polygraph done and told her if she refuses, then we might as well end our marriage. She has agreed to do it. She is also going to start seeing an individual counselor. Just because I want reconciliation doesn't mean that that's the road I'm going to take. I also want to know which of her friends knew about it. If they participated in her betrayal, then my wife will have to cut them off if she wants to stay with me. Harsh, but I was deceived for 6 months straight. My wife wouldn't be so evil to screw me over in the CS arrangement or custody, especially not at the moment with her guilt. I will be prepared just in case. If a divorce is on our future, I'll fight for fairness. Can I get a child custody arrangement in place that makes it 50-50 even if we divorce like now? Better to take advantage of her guilt. She is at her mother's and has been there for a few days. It's been very hard trying to explain the reasoning to our teenage kids, as they are still begging to know. So is our youngest daughter. All we told them is that we need some time apart for a bit. I'm doing better mentally, but I still have my moments. The OM is not at the job anymore. She still said she wants our marriage to work. I still don't know. Well, we went to a family counseling session and it was all brought out in the open. All hell broke loose, our youngest just crying and hugging me, while the teenagers also hysterical, saying they can't believe her. It was difficult getting her to admit to what she did, but it happened. They're all mad with their mother, telling me they're sorry for what she's done to me. Everyone is devastated. Wife's STD results came in, all clean. She is still at her mother's. She has said she wants to come back home, and I guess she is right about that. Or is she? She wants to come back on Sunday. This is just so hard. The mood in the house has completely changed. I've been having thoughts about filing and am seriously considering it at this point. She has said she wants to reconcile, and not just for the kids. When will I know what I want? Update: I am going to file this week. I'm still on limbo in what I want, but I now know that she needs to see that her actions have consequences. For the first time ever, I'm not excited for the Super Bowl. I would rather have a faithful wife. She is basically taking no for an answer on why she wants to come home, saying she misses us. I was invited to a Super Bowl party. Don't think I am going though. Our daughters have said they want to watch it with me. I don't want to force them to hang out with their old man. I wish my wife would just admit that she doesn't love me anymore so I can finally start climbing out of this darkness. She said, I know that would make it easier, but I refuse to say something I don't mean. How am I supposed to act when she gets back here? I am expecting her to not give me my space, judging by the amount she has texted me. I've been short with messages and it's very hard to go and see with her. She texted me saying I love you last night and I stupidly said it back. She then proceeded to ask if we can reconcile yet and she misses me. I said I need more time. This upset her. I also said I missed her. NC is so hard. I can't tell if she actually misses me and loves me or is just manipulating me. I keep messing up on some things and I need to stop. To get a better picture of where we're at. Basically, she said she is willing to do anything to fix our marriage. I was never plan B according to her. During our family therapy session, she seemed to get it all out. She did a lot of the talking and I was just too upset to really say that much, even though the therapist was encouraging me. The therapist said that people do have affairs and never plan on leaving their significant others. I don't think she would have ever left me, but I still do believe she would still be having an affair if it didn't come to light. I told her I think I needed more time away from her. She doesn't understand how we're supposed to fix our marriage if we're living apart. She wants to be able to communicate. I admit I have been closed off and short with her, but she is the one who has had the affair. The wife told our kids that is the worst thing she's ever done and please to not ever follow in her footsteps. I have to prepare for a life without her if we don't stay together, hence why I have been not speaking to her much. She is already in individual counseling and would like to talk about her session with me afterwards. I'm not trying to paint myself as the victim. I admit this past week I haven't been really able to give her a straight answer. I could tell she's hurt, but so am I. I was the one that was betrayed, deceived, and lied to for 6 months straight. Basically, I asked why she was having the affair. In her words, the physical and emotional thrill she was getting from OM made her feel desired and wanted. It was never about him being better or that she did not love me, and she's disgusted and ashamed for what she did. She's coming home today with no question, it seems like. Already have a text from her saying she will be home in a few hours and would really like to talk. I said she doesn't have to come back home and maybe we can just meet somewhere if she really wants to talk, with no avail. I have been reading on No More Mr. Nice Guy and now know what mentality I have to have and how I should handle this. I am not going to rug sweep what she has done to our family and me. Is it common for WW to constantly want to talk about what they've done? There was evidence of her feeling guilty about all of this in her convos, but she continued to be physical with him, so I guess her getting pleasure was more important than our lives together. I am sad. I should be happy that I have people around me on this forum and in my life helping me get through this. I am also sorry for those who have been cheated on by your partners. It's the worst pain I have ever felt. When she comes home, I will most likely not be in the house. I will make myself busy. I have also read that WS attempting to seduce the BS is common. She is also doing this and took the STD test coming back negative, that we will be able to be intimate now. I can't and I won't. I don't even have the desire to sleep with her or anybody else. I'm too upset. What happens when the next man she meets gives her the time of day? Also, during the session, it was addressed that she felt more like roommates instead of lovers and felt we didn't connect as much, so the OM filled that void for her. I never got the "I need space" or "I'm not in love with you" speech. I have a lawyer in mind and have already spoken to her. It looks like she's one of the best in town, but she's expensive. I need the strength to file. Please don't mess this one up. Talking to myself. I need to get through this and stop being depressed for my own well-being and my children. I fear that all the disgusting details of this ordeal will never leave my mind. The "I love you" and all that world-shattering information. I deserve to be happy with or without my wife. I will not make my decision yet, but will monitor her behavior. Going to keep very low contact between us most likely. As much as I love my wife, I have filed for divorce today. She is going to be served with papers soon and I do think she will be shocked. I unfortunately was using alcohol to attempt to numb the pain, but I can't do that forever. It was by far the hardest thing I've ever done. She is back at the house and I basically ignore her 24/7. I say hi and that's about it. So, our teenage girls, while our youngest is so torn up over this. Nobody is mean to her, no one just wants to speak to her. I'm starting to see not only did my wife hurt me, but she also hurt our children to the point where they will all probably need professional help. Although she has been acting as if she wants nothing more than to reconcile, I don't know if I can. I will use the divorce process to judge how she behaves and then make a decision. My comment: okay, so now you have to prepare for what will occur when she is served. My guess at work. You can expect a total meltdown and her throwing herself at your feet. That means nothing at this point. Should have happened when you caught her instead of her continuing to talk with OM. I just reread this thread, only your post, and unless I missed it, a couple of things you might need to know are missing, although you might know but have not said. 1. You stated that if all her girlfriends knew how humiliated you would be, if she got all dolled up and used them as cover, then more than one had to know. Have you gotten the truth on that one? Because if you do attempt at any time to reconcile, it will haunt you not knowing which her friends can be at social functions with you who knew what she was doing. 2. Is you still in contact at all with wife, or is she willing to share anything still with you? You know he initially begged for her to stay with him, and actually was the one who ended it, not your wife. She would have been more than willing to go underground. What is the status of their marriage? If she has dumped him, then he is a free agent to come after your wife again, and probably will attempt that. You also need to know because his wife certainly will be watching him like a hawk if she is attempting R. 3. Okay, he's not a job anymore. That does not mean crap. He knows her work email and phone number and his new job is not hundreds of miles away. So, him not working there anymore is not any true safety for you if he is an hour away. 4. What has she offered other than the generic statement about doing anything to repair the marriage? I am still suggesting to you that now that you have filed, that before you even consider stopping the divorce, you do the polygraph to ensure that she has not used your filing to initiate contact with him or anyone else. Many times, WW used the excuse that I thought we were done as justification for more inappropriate behavior. What is truly disturbing here, and I can relate to it, is that your wife has not given you any true or fabricated reasons other than she was bored and loved the attention. That is scary because she was unable to resist the excitement no matter what you did. They combined with her actions on being caught make her not the greatest candidate for our long term. You are going to be facing years of uncertainty. If you stop the D process, I would start working on your list or expectation, starting with the elimination of girls' night out to bars with these friends. And if it comes to that discussion of stopping D, see what her reaction is. If she reacts like you are punishing her, that is a red flag that she is in just cover-up mode. There are 2 types of women cheaters. Compartmentalizers are able to function totally normally with their BH, sleep with them, and maintain the perfect family life. These types are harder to catch and usually show no signs. You caught a lucky, and I use that term carefully, break that she was parading publicly, or you would probably not be on this forum but still clueless. Non-compartmentalizers cannot get past the guilt and therefore must make BH the demon. They become mean, abusive, withhold bonding, and then when hubby reacts poorly it justifies their wayward behavior in their mind. These type are easier to catch if BH can get out of playing ostrich and denial. You have done a good job working through this crap. Do not make a mistake and stay for the kids. You stay because you think you can in time learn to trust her once you know what she intends to do to rebuild that trust. Now get yourself mentally ready for the torrent of tears and slobbering that is about to occur. Or the first time in 6 or 7 months, you know what is happening and she does not. Use that to your advantage in mentally handling this. Part 2 ending coming later. I've been slow uploading videos recently. I will try to speed it up. Sub to show the support. Thank you.